What is up, guys? PoliticsGaming here, and today we're doing a brand new video about Power and Revolution. Basically, this is going to be a little bit of a just kind of like record as I go video. There's not going to be too much effort into this, but I, of course, am going to be making more content. I've been waiting for the 2024 edition for a while, so usually whenever this process happens, how it ends up working is that Eversim basically emails me and I send them an email saying like, hey, is there an update? Is there any type of like idea that you can give me about what's going on in this new edition? And then usually how that process works is that they email me back and then they say, hey, we'll have an announcement in the next couple of weeks. Someone got that announcement about a couple of weeks ago, back in like May, actually. So about 2 months ago, we had an announcement that there was going to be an announcement within the next couple of weeks, which was around June. We are now almost midway through July, and we still have not gotten any type of update. Now, I wanted to air some of these frustrations because I know you guys have these frustrations as well. I've dealt with Eversim, with the company that makes this game, for a long time. I've been dealing with them, and I genuinely believe that they are good at their job. I believe that they do care a lot about the community. However, I think there's a lot of business practices that they need to change. One of these business practices they need to absolutely change is the way they communicate. Now, there have been two YouTubers that have attempted to try to get them to communicate a little bit more. Obviously, the community has aired these frustrations to them as well, but there have been two YouTubers that have offered saying, hey, like, I will do something in order to like communicate this, like we can have like an exclusive agreement, maybe an NDA would be involved, something like that. um Basically, this was me, and then this was Average Gamer. I've been communicating pretty much for Eversim in terms of videos, in terms of content, in terms of like whenever an announcement comes. I'm pretty much the mouthpiece of Eversim in a way. No, I am not paid for it. So what I am here today to try to say, like, and I know Eversim watches my videos, I know Eversim watches my content, I know that I know for a fact that I've made suggestions on my videos and that they have put those in without me even ever emailing them about it. So I know for a fact that they watch my videos, and hopefully they will watch this. What I'm trying to say is that the communication that happens between Eversim and the community, and as well as YouTubers, it has to change in some way. Now, Eversim explains this off that they basically want to keep things in-house, which is why they don't have the ability to give YouTubers that job, whether it was me or it was Average Gamer. But I do believe that there is still a way for you guys to say, okay, here's what's going on with the game. There are various different ways that you can have communication without giving us release dates. Now, I believe that the reason that we're not getting release dates until there is an actual solid announcement by Eversim is because of how this played out a couple of years ago. So back in 2017 and 2018, I do believe that these editions were delayed by about a month. So a lot of people were frustrated because they were like, okay, like, it's a delay. Why are they getting delayed? Blah blah blah. They basically were like, hey, we're trying to work on it to make sure that this edition is good, so we want to take a little bit of time, so we have delayed it by about a month. And then I guess that became more of an issue with them because they didn't want the pressure from the community, basically like, oh, like, what if they release it and then it's received badly or something like that, even though they delayed it, then maybe it's a bad public perception standpoint, I guess. So what I believe is happening now about why we're seeing such a delay is mainly because of either quality assurance or maybe, and this is my running theory right now, and I think it's pretty obvious about why this could be the case. It's the war in Israel, it's the war in Ukraine, it's the French elections, it's the idea about the European Union elections. Maybe they're trying to update the European Union system because we were introduced to that in 2021. And maybe there's a couple of updates that are coming to the European Union system that are taking more time. Now, I believe that because of how much everything has been changing over the past year, past like 7 months, in the terms of the geopolitical world, I do believe that that is the main reason why we're seeing such delays and not receiving any type of information. However, I think this is still fixable because if that is the case, then you guys can say, hey, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. There's a lot of geopolitical events. We're trying to make this edition as close to the real world as possible. There's a lot of different people that are getting elected. There's a lot of different things that are happening in France. And I believe that this is probably why we're seeing a massive delay. But at the same time, I do believe that a simple email can be sent to either me or maybe someone in the community. Everyone in the Discord server has not even received anything. It's basically just a blackout at this point. And I've held my tongue a lot over the past many years that I've covered this game. And I just wanted to come out and say, like, there has to be a change somewhere in between the time that the game comes out and the next edition comes out. There's a lot of controversy about whether the additions are okay. Or basically, a lot of people say, like, oh, they're selling us a new game, selling us new bugs, blah, 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 blah. So, but regardless, I'm not talking about that right now. All I'm saying is that if there is to be something that we need as a community, and I'm trying to do something right now to say this has to change because this is frustrating. And I believe that a release date, I'm going to just predict it right now. I could be wrong, so make fun of me if you want to, if I am wrong. I do believe that we are in some sort of release window right now. So I believe between now and like the end of August, we could get something, at least maybe the game or at least an announcement by the end of July. Because usually I think whenever they do run into the summer for release dates, I usually they do run into about July before they say anything. But at the same time, like what I was saying before, what we could get in exchange for this is just a more public Eversim. We don't really know how things work in Eversim. We don't know how their public relations work. We don't know a lot about the company. I've tried this in an interview before. So back in 2019, I actually interviewed the CEO of the Eversim company, Louis Marie Roquez. And basically, I do believe that I need a second interview or something like that. Maybe just, and I think that's what the documentary that I announced about, I think about 2 years ago at this point, was supposed to achieve. I am still planning on that. It's kind of like trying to balance my private life and then my YouTube life. So it's just kind of like the lack of content, the lack of ideas that I've been having. It takes a lot of work, and I don't make that much money off of YouTube. And I know to make money, I have to dedicate a lot of time to it, and I just have not had that time. So, like, any type of support, by the way, is appreciated. So, do you want to see more content? I do want to do something more with this channel. I know whenever I make series, whenever I make videos updating the 2024, 2025, whatever edition, whenever I make literally anything, there is a lot of traction that happens. I mean, this is a big channel. I have almost 10,000 subscribers now. And I know for a fact that there is a lot of attention on this channel in terms of whenever I make videos about certain topics. The reason I haven't even played things like World Warfare and economics, for example, is mainly because just I just have not had time, and I haven't really had the ability to dedicate more than one attention to another game. So even with like Supreme Ruler, with Supreme, with Power and Revolution, with World Warfare and Economics, and with political machine, it's just juggling it, it's just juggling it at this point. And like I feel really bad for like the promises that I say, like, yeah, I'm gonna make a video on it, and then just something else comes up and then I'm not able to make a video on it, and it's just really frustrating a lot. So that is what I really wanted to kind of get out today. I wanted to just kind of rant a little bit, talk about like how things work, and maybe some of y'all are just gonna be like, oh, so nothing's like this, just nothing happened, like this is just a nothing video. It's not really supposed to be a video, it's just supposed to be like, hey, like here's what's going on. I know you got, because a lot of these comments that I get on my videos is just like, when's the 2024 edition? Eversim, please, 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 we need a way to have clear communication whenever it comes to these editions, whenever it comes to the production of the game, whenever it comes to literally anything about like Eversim to the community. I am offering myself here to say that if there is any type of official role that I can take over for Eversim in terms of community outreach, in terms of community managing. I know several community managers in Discord that could help me on this venture. So Eversim, like I have to offer myself publicly right here that there has to be a change in the way that communication happens, and how we just should not have these blackout periods. Because if we're talking about any other game, whether it's World Warfare and Economics, a Paradox game, any type of company is always going to have communication, and Eversim is the only gaming company that I have seen basically have this non-communicative issue about how they communicate. And I don't think that makes sense in the modern realm. Maybe it made sense back in 2010, 2012, 2014, whenever there wasn't that much of an internet to have this big of a community. This community is growing, and this community wants communication. If there was any type of communication, there wouldn't be that many issues in terms of how people perceive this game. But this is one of the biggest negatives that I've seen about this game, is how the company that makes it does not communicate anything. So I really hope Eversim sees this, listens to me, and at least tries to make more communication with the community. Guys, thank you so much for watching this with me. I really hope, Eversim, that you guys can at least say something, or just change the way that you guys communicate. I don't want to put anyone on blast here. I'm not saying that Eversim is a terrible company. I do believe that they are genuine in the way that they operate, in the way that they want to make the best geopolitical game out there. And this is the best geopolitical game out there. But there has to be a change somewhere along the lines of communication. So guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you guys want to see more content, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.